Action. All right, I'm back. You back? We back. Just like a spy hole, you ready up? It's me, it's your OP, your favorite bitch, and your favorite witch. Welcome back to this week's episode of Postscript, also known as PS, the talk show. And we're going to get to our first segment of the episode, which, as always, you know, is P's favorite pieces. So first thing first, I didn't write this down, but now that I see them on my makeup table, because this is where I do my makeup in the morning, y'all just can't see the table. I got all of these from Dollar Tree, and they all have pretty good pigment, especially the orange one, believe it or not. It's the one with the most pigment, believe it or not. I just hope they don't crease, and because they're so cute. So, and then that's the other thing too, it's more colors, so I know I gotta go back so I can find the other colors, because this one is number 4, I have number 5, I have number 6, and I have number 3. So I'm missing 1 and 2, and maybe there's a 7, I don't know, or 8 or whatever. Who knows how big this goes, how many numbers this goes up to. Is that right? 4, I have 4, 5, 6, and 3. So yeah, I'm missing 1, 2. Yeah, and maybe 7 or whatever, like I said. So really like these, can't wait to use these, can't wait to wear these. I am afraid because they're cheap that they're going to crease, so I may have to set them with either a powder or like a clear translucent powder or shadow that's the same color as it. So, and I feel like this will look really, really pretty. I have this Physician Formula like little compact thingy, and it's like frosty. Let me see if I can open it. Maybe I'll bring that back to the channel. Y'all want to see like some more makeup? I've gotten better at like editing and stuff and at time and all that. I feel like that would look so good with this like blue giving like mermaid vibes. But girl, it's not about him to talk about. We're gonna move on to the next thing in P's favorite pieces. Girl, I found I don't know why it never dawned on me. I guess because I never like wanted boots or needed those kind of boots. But I got invited to a trail ride. And it was raining real bad and stuff, so I knew I was gonna need like the work boots, like the square ones, like what is the Ariots, whatever they're called. So I went to the store, and then I was like, girl, they got kids boots in here. Gagged me, because them boots is nice, and it's so many different kinds, and like you just walk in, and like I'm a boot girl, I love boots, and there's so many different kinds of boots in that store. And I went to Calvinder's, I went to Boot Barn, and I found this other little boot store I'm gonna go to this weekend. But yeah, so I got some really cute boots, and I was real impressed with that. I had a really good time at a High Frequency. I didn't perform this time, but I was painted by the artist live. Shout out to him. That was a real cool experience, very fun, very different. I never done nothing like that, so that was real lit. I can't put pictures on YouTube because y'all know how they be, but if you was there, you was there, because I honestly didn't even take pictures. I just did like a little time lapse, but it's so fast, so whatever. But that was a really fun experience. I had a good time. I would definitely do it again. And as y'all know, I'm always telling y'all, make sure y'all come to High Frequency. There is another one in April, I believe, on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, and that's 2 days from my birthday. So we outside. And there's some trades that's going on. We're going to get into that later when we start talking about the cosmos, the moons, the stars, and all that good stuff. Oh, the other thing I want to say is big shout out to EAR. I did join the group officially. We had our first meeting last week. And my favorite thing that I said off the rip, they was like, you know, this is what it is, this is what it ain't. And I was like, I like that. It's strict around here. That give people accountability so that you can know people, like, you know, is going to do what they said it was going to do. So I was with that off the rip. So big shout out to EAR. I told y'all, you know, different kinds of content and stuff is coming soon. So maybe I'll be able to record our next line dance class or something if everybody okay with that. But we're going to get right on to the next thing. Oh, I also experienced something called Stampede this weekend. It's a place where they go like line dancing or whatever. And it was a very interesting experience. I had a lot of fun. Because like, no shade, it was white people dancing, so dances was pretty easy to catch on to. And so I'm out there doing the little line dances and stuff. This one girl was like, come on, come over here with me, I'm gonna teach you stuff. So like, it was cool. And then not to mention, it was blue collar white man heaven in there. And I was like, that's strange. That's suspicious. I'm gonna tell you why I say that's strange and that's suspicious, because do you know that I counted on my hand 7 blue collar white men in flannel shirts, trucker hats, jeans, and boots that were over 6'5". 7 of them. 7. I'm gonna move on because I'm a go down a rabbit hole. But yeah, it was. I was like, What? Gagged me. Real, yeah, whatever. For this week's segment of what pissed me off, my job had pizza today, and I called myself like being cute, and I took some slices home. I was like, "Well, I'm just eat this for dinner." Like, yeah. And I put it in the car, and we didn't have like to go, so I just put 2 plates, and I like hit, like not hit anything, but like I was hitting a turn, like hitting the corner, and why did it slide right off the seat onto the floor? And I was like, "Oh well, I guess it's a sign. I should just eat what I cooked." So that was that. And that really pissed me. Oh, that pissed me off. Because if you know me personally, I love pizza. That's my favorite thing ever. And it was pepperoni pizza. The little one, the little cups, the little crispy drink. And why they thought they was fancy at the pizza place, girl? Why they put a little pesto ring around? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I was so mad. But I said, you know what's weird? That's a sign. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Bet. Say that. Okay, and so now we're going to move into conscious cut. And the main thing I want to say is like really just speak over your life with conviction, because I told y'all maybe 3 episodes ago that I tweeted, the stuff that I wanted to prioritize about, me performing and like doing different activities, i.e. getting into the trail ride scene and things like that. And there was something else that I said that I can't remember right now, but I'm not even going to go there. That was 3 episodes ago, and I just told y'all that everything so far that I said I wanted to do, I did. So, booked, blessed, and busy, like last week's episode was called. Go check it out if you haven't. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been before, welcome back. I should have said that at the beginning, but here we are. Anyhow, next. I'm going to continue with conscious content. When I was writing that down, like, speak conviction over your life, I don't know why, but like I heard the little quote from the Freaky Friday movie when she was like, make good choices. Like, speak with conviction over your life and make good choices. That's what I got to say. And then another thing, that ties into how you can speak conviction over your life and make good choices is you need to understand how your Ashe works, like how your magic works for you and how it manifests for you. And most importantly, understand like how you connect to or hear or communicate with spirit, ancestors, God, divine, universe, all of it, everybody, all of them. We need a team. Decepticons, move out, like. So a little hoodoo ho help. Not that this is hoodoo per se, but I'm your favorite hoodoo ho, so it's hoodoo ho help because it's coming from me. You get what I'm saying? So we are having a new moon in Pisces on February the 27th. So with new moons, you want to plant the seeds, and full moons, you want to pull the weeds. That's what they say, right? So this being a new moon, you want to plant seeds, pour into and set intention for goals for yourself and for your life. But I also want you to be full fucking real, because dream big, but also have a realistic and approachable standard operating procedure to access and conquer that dream. Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. It's not of service to you to dream big and really have no real thought pattern of how you want to access it. So the little hoo up that I want to say is, with the new moon coming up, you could get you a little glass of water. Cool water as always, that only tutu, as my girl E always say. Get you a glass of cool water, speak over it, the things that you want to pour into and plant seeds for, and set intention around. You can speak those things into that glass of water, and you can let it sit in a window, or like when I lived in a certain place, I used to put it in my car because that was the best place to get like moonlight. Put like a glass of water in the car, and then you can drink it. That's just something simple, something you ain't gotta do too much about. For this week's segment of bar for bar, I just really want to say, I don't have any specific lyrics that I want to talk about, but the song for this week is Chopper Rapper by my man, Cript. I love the song. It really gives me 2017 Quay, like the sound, the ad-libs, and like, I'm like, yeah, he back. Like, okay, he back in that flow. Like the flow, it's like, So yeah, if y'all ain't heard it, go listen to Tropical Rapper, because I love that song. But y'all know I love him anyways, so. And I want to get into this week's segment of hashtag, I cannot make this shit up. First things first, I really want a telescope, like really bad. And I've always like wanted a telescope since I was a kid. But I don't know, like, I really want one, like a good one. And I really want a flatbed truck also, so I could drive it around and go places and put the telescope in the truck and really like, yeah, you know how people chase storms? I want to chase the moon. But anyways, let's get into this week's segment of hashtag I can't make this shit up. And then also earlier, believe it or not, I was writing my notes. Like I literally, because I always say that, I always be like, be 444 fucking real, because it's like an intro number, you know, like 444. And when I was like reading my little newsletter thing about the astrology and stuff from, who was it from? I want to say Channy. It said that the new moon was going to be at 4:44 p.m. Pacific time. And I was like, see, girl, that's the way, like, I know the way that spirit connect with me, talk to me. I'm just like, I get it. You got to know that so you can have a different understanding of certain things. But with it being a new moon in Pisces, please do not be trying to overcommit or overindulge or overset goals or roll yourself out too thin or overcommit and overcompensate. And so we are in like the pre-eclipse situation or whatever. On March the 13th, we will have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. So the message for that is like, whatever you lose in the eclipse vacuum, whatever you no longer identify with, whatever you in terms or ties with, understand that you need that space, you need that emotional capacity, you need that mental capacity, you need that physical commitment, you need that time even freed up in your life for this new thing that wants to come to you and wants to make space for in your life. You know what I'm saying? So just meet all like adverse things without wanting to react, but to dissect it and understand, if that makes sense. And then that way you can, you know, understand and establish a clear vetting process so you can clearly hear and know what you're being called to and away from. That was a word. Somebody needed to hear that. And in order to know what you have to pay attention to reckon with that calling, you have to understand and know how you connect to spirit and how you communicate to spirit, you know? It all be tying together. So whatever you experience, like, you know, in your ships per se, and y'all know when I say that word on this channel, relationships, I don't always mean only romantic. I mean all of them. Friendships, partnerships, relationships, all that good stuff. Because when I talked about the whole ROI thing, you know, I was like, okay, y'all, it's exactly 2 months. February 12th to April 12th. I was like, you know, if you just lock in this moment in time, you'll be able to have your return on investment post-eclipse season. And then I just told y'all a few moments ago that we're entering the eclipse portal, right? And so if we're going to talk about things that happened this week, Mars did go direct on February the 23rd. On February 23rd. So that means that, you know, it came out of retrograde. It was stationed direct. And then on Saturday, which is March 1st, Venus will retrograde in the sign of Aries. And that's kind of like a fun thing. And even before, like, I was listening to Channy's podcast and she was talking about it or whatever, even before she said something, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, because Venus is going to retrograde in the sign of Aries and Mars is coming out of retrograde. And I was like, oh, but Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. It was like, I was like, oh, that's cute, that's fun. And then she like kind of made like a whole point and talk on that. And I was like, girl, look at you knowing what you know. Love it for me. So Venus is going to retrograde in the sign of Aries on March 1st, which is Saturday, until April 12th. But it's going to switch signs. So from like March the 1st to March the 27th is going to retrograde in the sign of Aries. And then from March the 27th to April the 12th, it's going to retrograde in the sign of Pisces. I told y'all I want to say two episodes ago, think about 2017, especially Venetians, because our time is now. Like in Goonies, like from us, all of that. just think about the lessons you learn, because it's given like, if you knew better, you do better. That stuff, think about that. Apply that to the whole thing I was just saying about, like, think about your ships and, like, bloom, blossom, evolve, expand, grow towards the sun, ho. And then also, like, I'm not that kind of person who, like, speaks on this kind of shit, but in light of all of the craziness that's happening in the news and politics and all that shit, if you are not completely, like, radicalized and in a different space, what did Dr. Umar say? I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I cannot properly psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them need to be put to sleep for good. Like, that's what I heard when I was writing that down. So that's all I want to say on that. So be sure that you prioritize your time, because I always say cortisol kills. Prioritize your time to disconnect and decompress and process and break down feelings, thoughts, and emotions at this time for things that may pop up that aren't expected or that you feel are inconvenience to you and that you want to react to. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden. So if I could just give like a little recap on all of that I just said, like on March the 1st, Venus retrograde started in the sign of Aries. And then Channy mentioned to write down March the 22nd as like a good date. And then like, I don't know, when she was like saying that date and she was like, it was in the middle of the other date that I'm going to tell you. Something about that, I just heard like aftercare. Like, I don't know, if you're familiar with the BDSM community, you know, that's like a thing, like after a session, like let's say a person has been getting flogged, which is like being whipped or whatever. Afterwards, you know, the person may like embrace them, rub them, like, you know, bring them back to a calming state kind of thing. That's called aftercare. I don't know, that's what I heard. Look it up. Look it up. Like Kickball Debbie saying. And then the other day she said to write down was April the 12th. And as I told y'all before, everything be connected. Because I just said this a few minutes ago when I told y'all from February the 12th to April the 12th to lock in for the return on investment. April the 12th will be, you know, like in the eclipse, post-eclipse shadow. Like it'll be like, you know, we'll be coming out of it, but not quite out of it, because the eclipse season really ends on April 27th, which is the day before my birthday, thank God. But we'll get into that a little later. And so, on April 12th, Venus retrograde ends. So then it'll be, you know, kind of like back to normally scheduled programming at that point, because like that's the energy that the 22nd is going to bring. The 22nd is going to bring back to normal scheduled programming, because it's giving aftercare, and then things are kind of, we're just going to flow from there. Right. So look at where Pisces is in your chart regarding looking back to like 2017 and lessons you learned and stuff, and apply that to the things that you learned about your ships. That I just gave you the blueprint of how astrology works in that way. And I've been trying to tell y'all that I use astrology in my life so I can like understand the way that times and things are going to affect me and make me feel emotionally, physically, spiritually, technology wise, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, just things I can look out for so that I can live my life in a state of preparedness, because things shift and change and I don't want shit just being thrown at me. Like, I want to be equipped to address them, and that's the way that I use astrology. Not like, oh, I'm a Gemini and they're a Capricorn and so we're meant to be together forever. Like, no. That's bullshit astrology. That's what make people like not fuck with astrology and think that shit be fake, because people only want to use it for that, or like, oh, like just the stereotypical stuff. I don't like that. Some of it's true, yes, but I just don't like when people only want to apply that. And then the other thing is, most people only want to look at stuff from your sun sign, and you should be looking at stuff from your rising, but whatever. I'm not even about to go on that tangent. But like I said, I like to use astrology so I can live my life in a state of preparedness for the little spurts and shifts and changes that happen. Okay. The new moon happening now in Pisces is going to be a full moon in Pisces in September. And then it's also going to be like another eclipse in September. So like, you see how I be trying to explain to y'all that this stuff really works in cycles. Everything is technical. Like everything. So that's what I really like about it. It really just like speaks to like my Virgo moon, because I love structure. I love strategy. I love just a nice setup. So, you know, if you take the things that I said, apply them to your 2017 learned lessons, and apply that to your relationships, and look at where your Pisces is in your chart to see what's being worked on and birthed and conjured and rooted right now, then on April 12th, when all this is over, you'll get the return on investment. Girl, that was a lot. But if you done heard me say it for the last 3 episodes by now, that shit should make sense. And if it don't, you slow, just say that. I'm sorry. And then when you get the return on investment April 12th, that's going to be setting you up for Q2 of your 2025. Do you see what I be saying about this astrology shit? You think I got it all figured out? I don't. It's the stars, ho. They ain't never failed me. Ain't never got me wrong. That's the end of the episode. That's all I got. I want to wrap it up. This was long, I feel like. But whatever. You know how we end the episodes. Bitches be hating because they be mad. And bitches be mad because they be hating. But thank y'all for coming. Please make sure you come back. That you miss me because I missed you. Make sure you subscribe. If you're here watching, leave a comment. Love you. Thanks. Share it. So, see y'all next week. Bye.